Yo, what is up guys, and welcome to another Wild Rift video. In today's video I'm gonna be giving you guys the ultimate tier list for every single role in the game. This one is extremely interesting because, to my surprise, so much has changed. So much has changed. It's ridiculous because we haven't really had that many item changes besides the Zeke's Convergence one. That one is big, by the way. But there's so many different champions that are extremely powerful. And when I say extremely powerful, I mean like they went from A tier to like S plus broken tier, which is crazy. Like that doesn't happen too often. So my question to you guys before starting this tier list is, which role do you think is going to be the most broken role in the game? And the way you can decide which role is the best basically is by looking at which role has the most champions relatively in the broken and in the S plus tier. So let me know in the comments what you think and let me know why before I get into the tier list and let you know which role that is. It's very obvious the answer if you're in higher elos, but if you're in lower elos it could be a little bit more difficult to guess. So this is also going to be a bit more of a condensed video because last time it seems like you guys really enjoyed that. So it's not going to be an hour-long video, it's probably going to be around half an hour. So, you know, some people can actually watch the entire thing. So this means I'm not going to talk about every single champion, I'm just going to talk about the interesting stuff. First things first, the Baron lane. So Camille, in my eyes, I've played a lot of Baron lane. And while I feel like there are some champions like Darius, like Riven, like Mordekaiser, who in some cases would be stronger than Camille, you can pretty much always pick Camille. That's the beauty of this champion. If you're first pick, there is literally no counter to Camille. Like, I'm trying to figure out what actually counters Camille. And there is no real big definitive answer to that. So Camille, you can just play it, do fine in lane, and carry late game. You're okay every game. I swear to God, like every game you're fine with Camille. That's what in my eyes makes her the strongest Baron laner in the game. So while she's not actually the strongest, if you know what I mean, like in a lot of different niche cases, there's different stronger champions than Camille. Overall, you can just always pick her and you're gonna be okay in the draft. And that's what makes her super duper strong. Darius is a little bit similar, but in a different way. Darius can carry harder than Camille. And Darius can start carrying a little bit earlier. Once you get level 5 on Darius, you can already start to carry the game. But Darius doesn't skill as hard as Camille. And Darius definitely does have his counters in the game. But honestly, Darius is extremely powerful as well. And I was even contemplating at putting him above Camille, but again, he's not as versatile as Camille. Quickly about Ornn, he's a lot stronger than you think. All I'm gonna say about him is just play him. Like, just pick him and you'll see what the hell I'm talking about. The beauty of Ornn is, he's actually one of the only tanks that can chunk down other tanks. Right? Because, for example, Garen is also a tank. He can execute other tanks, but he may have difficulties chunking them down. So getting them from high HP to lower HP. But Ornn doesn't. Ornn can slowly but steadily kill you with his brittle passive because it does a percentage of your maximum health damage. So he will be able to chunk down tanks pretty easily. Mordekaiser is really good. Riven, about Riven, I only recommend really good Riven players to play Riven. She's very, very powerful, especially with the ultimate reset she has right now. But I only really suggest you to play her if you're very, very good at Riven. Let's see. Renekton is very good. With the Zeke's Convergence. Funny thing, you can play Renekton with Zeke's Convergence. I'm telling you, there are so many game-breaking builds that people haven't figured out yet. I'm telling you. And people will figure them out. Just give it a couple of weeks. People will figure out how broken the Zeke's Convergence item really is. Because for some reason, I'm still not really seeing this item being built every game. I'm seeing it built like every other game, but this is not a... I really want to emphasize, Zeke's Convergence is not a support item anymore. It is a support item, but it's also a jungle item. It's also a top lane item. You can build this on many other champions, including Renekton. Imagine having a Renekton with his ultimate running you down. His ultimate already does damage around him. And of course, you want to run away from him when he uses his ultimate because he's very dangerous. And then he has a Hextech Zeke's Convergence as well, which further slows you down and it buffs the movement speed of his allies. By the way, guys, I am doing a skin giveaway. So all you have to do to enter is put down a comment under this video, giving away 3 skins. And just wanted to let you know. Also, Gragas is very, very powerful. Full AP Gragas is always good. Who's interesting talking? Ambessa. So about Ambessa, I really feel like she's overrated. I don't know. I know a lot of people say she's very strong, but honestly, I feel like she's a bit overrated. it just doesn't feel like she's that reliable in lane. Don't get me wrong, she's still S tier, right? So she's very, very strong. But I'm comparing her to the S plus tier champions. Like, does Ambessa really do better than Camille? Does she really do better than Darius or Ornn? No, the answer is no, she doesn't at all. She doesn't do better than them at all. She's very strong. She can definitely carry games. She's sort of similar as Riven, but I would say she's not quite as strong as Riven, because Riven is a lot faster than Ambessa. Riven has a lot more burst damage. She does it all. She does the job a lot quicker. And Riven has follow-up. If she gets one kill with her ultimate, she has follow-up. While Ambessa, unfortunately, does not necessarily have big follow-up. The thing about Ambessa is she has constant dashing, constant damage, but it just takes her a while to take you down, and that's what I feel like not that strong in the current patch. Sett fell off a little bit too, but he's fine. Like, he's okay. The thing about the current patch is just there's so much sustained damage in the game. Again, also with the Zeke's convergence. Of course, Sett doesn't like sustained damage. He wants burst damage. But then again, don't get me wrong, Sett is still extremely powerful. Nasus. See, Nasus is actually an interesting one. And I really, really wanted to put him in the S tier. But like, honestly, I should. Because he's better than Vladimir top. He's better than Gwen. But he doesn't quite touch how strong these champions are, right? But Nasus is a force to be reckoned with now. I'm telling you, Nasus is a force to be reckoned with. Even in higher elos. If you look at lower elos, then he's even stronger. He's very, very powerful. And I need to make a Nasus video. What am I even doing? I haven't even made a Nasus video. What the hell have I been doing? Anything interesting left? Kill is still good in the top lane. Just nothing amazing. To let you know, A tier means they're just average. S tier means they're really good. S plus tier is you must pick them when they're open. And broken tier is this is pick or ban, first pick, always pick them. That's how it means with me. And then, you know, B tier is like weaker than normal. This could work in a niche situation. C tier means just don't pick it. D tier means don't even think about it. Heimerdinger top is now not that good anymore, unfortunately. And there is a secret counter to him, which is Nasus. If you pick Heimerdinger top and the enemy is smart, they pick Nasus and completely run down your entire team. And yeah, don't pick any of this that's over here. So, there we go. There we go. The elephant in the room. The jungle tier list, guys. Just look at how condensed the top tier is of the jungle tier list. Just look at how condensed it is. Which means look at how many champions are in the top tiers of the jungle tier list. And yeah, this is the answer. This is the best role to play right now. If you want to win games, jungle is the role. Like, look at this. Have you guys ever seen 3 champions in the broken tier? I think throughout all of the tier lists I've made, I don't think I've ever put 3 champions in a single role in the broken tier. Never. Maximum 2. You know, Lulu, Yuumi. That's the maximum that I've ever done on the support tier list. So let's talk about it. Vi. I made a Vi video recently, and if you haven't watched it, then close this video now and go watch it, because you have missed out a gem. Vi is the most broken champion, I'm not even saying jungler, the most broken champion in the game right now. Easily. And to explain to you why, I mean, I've explained this so many times. Vi does everything. She ganks. She has the fastest jungle clear in the game. She's strong early game. She's strong mid game. She's strong late game. She's tanky. She can pretty much one-shot squishies. She can take down tanks too because of her passive shredding armor. She's fast. She's super, super fast. She has an unstoppable ultimate which reaches anyone. I mean, what else do you need from a champion? She has no weakness. Perhaps the only weakness she has is she has no real AoE damage, right? That could potentially be the only weakness she has. But even then, she will be able to provide more than enough value to still be able to just be a broken tier champion. So next up is Echo, and this guy rose from the A tier all the way, not to the S plus tier, to the broken tier. And he's ridiculous. He's ridiculously strong. You know why he's broken tier right now? It's because of the buff to his first ability. His first ability cooldown got reduced by like 2 seconds or something, which means you can spam the hell out of it. And yeah, it makes him absolutely incredible. And also with the Hextech Awakened Soul Stealer, which is such a good item for him. In the late game, his ultimate will have like a 15-second cooldown after you get 1 kill or 2 kills. So you need to learn how to play him. I am making a video for him, don't worry. You know what? If this video gets 750 likes, and also I'm making this tier list because the Vi video got over 700 likes. It's actually almost at 1,000 likes. So if this video reaches 750 likes too, I'll make an Echo video within, give me 3 days. I'll just spam him for 3 days and I'll give you an Echo video. If not, I'll probably make the video in like 1.5 weeks or something. So, oh, you can hear my dog now because someone is at the door. Next up is Lilia. And I was a bit hesitant on putting Lilia broken tier or S plus tier. But to be frank with you, she is broken tier. So, the thing about Lilia is she's not quite as strong as Vi. Funny thing, she's actually not even close to a Vi. But she's still broken tier. There should be a separate tier for Vi, to be honest with you. Like, there really should be a separate tier. But like, there's no way I'm gonna make a tier even beyond the broken tier, right? Because that doesn't make much sense. So, the thing about Lilia is she destroys tanks and she can get to the backline. Her ultimate is one of the strongest abilities in the game as well. She has a decent jungle clear too. And of course, you know, if you get to the late game, Lilia is one of the strongest champions in the game. And she's so fast. She counters a lot of the stuff because of how fast she is. Like, if you play against an Echo, for example, he can't really chase you down. He can't really rely on his first ability to slow you down and hit easy things on you because you're so fast. You know, you're against an Ezreal, he's never gonna hit you. That's the type of stuff I'm talking about. Against a Mundo, it's a nightmare for Mundo to play against you. So that's what makes her broken tier. By the way, there's gonna be a little bit of noise for like a minute. Don't worry about it, it's gonna be gone. So Riven, I'm not gonna talk about Riven because it's the same story as Baron Lane. Now next up we have Kayn. So we're obviously talking about Red Kayn. If we're talking about Blue Kayn, he's over here actually. Blue Kayn is the most useless thing ever. You should never ever play it. Never. Don't even think about it. Red Kayn on the other hand is still among the strongest junglers in the game. Easily. And the reasons are obvious. Well, actually it's not that obvious, but you can still go for the old build that I made on my YouTube channel. You can watch my Red Kayn videos on my HellsDevil Plus channel, on my main channel. That build is still a banger, I'm telling you. Just watch it and play it and you'll see. Because you will destroy the frontline tanks. And you know what the beauty really is? Hi, Chato. You know what the beauty really is? He does especially well against high HP enemies. So, and of course with the Heartsteel being so good still in the ecosystem of Wild Rift, you want to have champions that chunk down enemies with high HP. So he's not good against high armor enemies. That's the thing you have to understand. Red Kayn is really good against high HP enemies, which is the exact thing that's very, very strong right now. So you can just play him, and the more HP the enemies have, the more you heal as well as a Kayn. And next up we got the other champion. So many people have been requesting me to play, but I haven't done it yet. I can easily make a video on Shyvana, but I don't know, I'm too busy with doing the other champions because they're more fun. Shyvana is really powerful right now. She was already very strong. She was already very strong, but she's even stronger now. Her buffs, I actually don't even remember. Oh, she gets her stacks faster now, which is really, that's a really good buff, just so you know, because now you can get the upgraded abilities a lot quicker. And the whole point of Shyvana is to reach 300 stacks, if you didn't know. Because when you reach that, you get the true damage on the third ability, which is really when she starts to shine in the game. 400 stacks, of course, that's the big power too, because that's when she gets the Omniband. But 300 stacks is the thing you're kind of waiting for. Because at that point, besides being able to pretty much one-shot the enemy backline, you will be able to chunk down the front line like crazy. Every basic attack, 3% maximum HP true damage. So, especially with my playstyle, Shyvana is really good. I should make a video because my playstyle is the exact thing that got buffed, which is farming for the late game, basically. Okay, I'll work on it. I'll work on it. But she's not stronger than Red Kayn. Like, Red Kayn is even stronger than that. Next up, we got Kill. I'm sorry for talking so long. I told you it would be a short video, but the jungle list is just so good right now. Every champion is just unbelievably strong. So, Kill is still definitely S+ tier. One of the strongest junglers in the game. You just have to farm. The only weakness of Kill is if you get invaded. If we're talking high elo, Kill would be sitting somewhere here. But if we're talking just, you know, your average tier list, he's definitely sitting on S plus tier. And in low elos, he's sitting over here. Just so you know. Because in low elos, people are generally going to let you farm. And of course, when you farm up with kill, you just have to get level 13 now, not even level 15, and you're just going to 1v9 the game. Xin Zhao, also one of the strongest junglers in the game right now. He's very strong too. It's crazy for me to say that someone in the middle of the S plus tier is still very, very strong and definitely a formidable threat to be dealt with. Honestly, all these junglers need to get nerfed. It's crazy how strong the jungle tier list is right now. It's really, really crazy because even Xin Zhao, not only is he very strong early game, not only does he have a good jungle clear, good gank and everything like that, even in the late game where Xin Zhao falls off, right? Like Xin Zhao does fall off late game. Even in the late game, he's annoying to deal with because of his ultimate. In the late game, this playstyle just changes. You go in and you just ult. You separate all the enemies from one enemy and then your team can engage on that one enemy. It's a little bit more difficult to play Xin Zhao in the late game, but if you know how to play this champion, you can pretty much pick him every game and you're going to be fine. Next up is Talon. A lot of people think Talon is not strong right now. Yeah, that's wrong. He's still very, very strong. One of the strongest assassins in the game right now. He feels like what the old Evelyn was, but not as strong as what the old Evelyn was. But he's very, very strong. And the biggest reason that he's that strong is because he's so quick. He can traverse around the map so quick. He farms his jungle so quick. He has very nice little ganks. And in the late game, he just one-shots. He one-shots the squishies. So that's what makes him a very, very strong jungler. Kha'Zix is good too. Not much to say about him. The only reason he's not in the broken tier is because the tank meta really doesn't benefit Kha'Zix much because they can just sort of stick to, or he can't really kill tanks, and the enchanters will of course stick together with their teammates, and it's going to be difficult for him to kill them. The only way you have to play Kha'Zix now, which is successful, is either against a squishy enemy, which is just going to be successful against, or if you're against tankier enemies, you got to snowball early game, which he can definitely do. Don't get me wrong, he's one of the stronger early game champions, and if you snowball, it's gonna snowball out of control, because if a Kha'Zix gets ahead, it's game over. Rengar, he got nerfed pretty massively, but he's still good. Bottom S plus tier, he's chilling, he's fine, he's okay. Wukong is surprisingly strong. You guys remember I made that Wukong video on my main channel. Again, if you haven't seen it already, this one is a bang. I mean, honestly, on my main channel, all the videos are bangers now because I don't upload too often anymore because I really want to keep them bangers. I got a pentakill on Wukong and I was so surprised by how much damage he was doing. I was one-shotting people. And that's when I realized I have always been underestimating the power of Wukong. Always. And funny thing, after that video, for some reason, I'm seeing a lot more Wukong. I don't know if it's because of it. Probably not. It's something in my brain. Now I'm noticing the Wukongs more than before. But he's very strong. If you haven't played him already, now is the time to do so. Someone else that surprised me quite a bit is Pantheon. This champion is stronger than I thought. I always, actually that's not true. He kind of recently got stronger in the patch, I guess. He just fits the meta a little bit better now. Because it's not a full tank meta anymore, right? It's not full tank anymore, and he's just a little bit better now. What can I say? There's not much else to say about it. His ganking is good, his jungle clear is good, he's one of the stronger early game champions. In the late game, he one-shots, so he's just good. He's just overall quite a good champion. And if an enemy is super ahead, Pantheon is the type of champion that can still kill him, right? Like he can still get that kill. Graves jungle. Again, I made a video about this, and there's a reason I'm talking about him, because this dude is a lot stronger than most people think. And for some reason, people don't get it, because I never see Graves. Never. But he's so strong. I'm telling you, watch my video on him. He's so powerful. Like you could just carry games like crazy with Graves. He one-shots in the late game, and with the Hextech Black Cleaver too being a very strong item for him, there's nothing else to say. He's very, very powerful. Lee Sin has fallen off a little bit, but still very, very strong. Middle S tier. Not much to say about him. He's just fine. Diana jungle is okay. I'm thinking about making a Diana jungle video because I know there is a couple of people in my comments. They comment pretty much on a daily basis for me to play Diana. I'm thinking about it. Besides, Ambessa jungle, not good. Fiddlesticks is okay. A good Fiddlesticks can make him work, but you need quite quite a specific team for him to work. You need tanks, you need, you just need some stuff. Watch my Fiddlesticks video and I explain it all to you. Nyla jungle, don't play it, takes way too long to skill. Evelyn, look at Evelyn. You guys remember when Evelyn was over here? Of course you guys remember that. Now we're never seeing her in ranked. Honestly, I haven't even seen her a single time in ranked yet. And it's obvious why, because she sucks now. Even though she didn't directly get nerfed, she just doesn't fit the meta at all. Not at all. And map hackers hard counter Evelyn. Hard. So she just doesn't work anymore, unfortunately. Like she's just really not that strong. You know what's gonna happen likely? Riot is probably gonna buff Evelyn at some point, just a little bit, but then she's gonna be broken again. The thing about Evelyn is she's either here or she's here. Evelyn can just not be here. She's just either too strong or too weak. That's the thing with this champion. It's a very volatile thing to buff or nerf because she can't be balanced. She's just either too broken or too weak. It has always been like that case historically. Yeah, and also never play Twitch. I tried it and I tried it again because I want to, of course, keep trying these champions to give you accurate tier lists. And yeah, Twitch sucks. He's terrible. Next up is the mid lane. And there is a champion in the broken tier, which is Syndra. I made a Syndra video recently too. Yeah, it's so easy to play Syndra. So easy. Just throw your balls on the enemy. You're gonna be fine. It's like the old Orianna. Like Orianna 3 years ago, how strong she was and how easy it was. That's Syndra right now. It's the same thing. But Syndra does a lot more than Orianna because Syndra has burst damage and she has it early on in the game. Orianna has to wait until the very late game for that burst damage, but Syndra already has it early on in the game. And with the recent buffs to Syndra as well, she stacks up a lot quicker too, which means she's gonna get her ability upgrades a lot quicker as well, which of course means she's gonna get stronger faster, which yeah, I mean, she was already good and now she's just broken in the mid lane. Whenever she's available, if you just wanna win games, just pick Syndra in the mid lane, every game. Another champion you can play in the mid lane is Echo, guys. Echo buff in the mid lane is insane. You will never lose minions when you play Echo now. You're a melee champion, but you will never lose minions because your first ability cooldown is so low that you can essentially last hit every minion with your first ability. So as an Echo, early on in the game, you're just not gonna get bullied because you can just throw your first ability on the minions, and as a little bonus, you can also try to hit the enemy champions while hitting the minions, and you're even gonna potentially win lanes against squishy champions. And then when you hit an enemy champion, you can of course engage with your third ability and do massive amounts of burst damage in combination with the electrocute and some other runes. I need to make an Echo video. What am I saying? I just need to make an Echo video. As I said, 750 likes on this video and I'll make it within 3 days. I'll just fully spam him every day. Akali is also good. It's a very strong assassin. What I noticed in games is when I was playing ADC and I got very fed in the game, Akali was one of the only champions that I was having trouble with. Because generally when I was fed as an ADC, it was game over. I can just carry the game. But there are some champions that can just still make it difficult for you. And Akali is one of them. When Akali's dove me, and of course became invisible with her stupid second ability, you can't hit her. And then when she ults you, she just one-shots you. So Akali was one of the only champions I was actually still having difficulties dealing with, even though I was like 4, 5, 6,000 gold ahead as an ADC. Galio mid, guys. Oh my god, he's so strong now. Oh, it's too much. It's too much how strong he is. The second ability cooldown, his damage, all of his cooldowns, they got reduced. It's just ridiculous how much CC he has. And just his inherent tankiness is so stupid. He honestly got overbuffed. Like, he honestly did get overbuffed. And you can play full AP Galio. You can play tank Galio mid. All of it is good. All of it is good. Yasuo mid, of course, classic. Very, very powerful right now. You can go tank Yasuo with Grasp of the Undying. Grasp of the Undying is still the strongest rune on Yasuo, by the way. But you can also go full damage Yasuo with Lethal Tempo. Also very, very powerful. And what can I say? It's just very, very strong. Vladimir mid. Not much to say about it as well. Very easy to play. Very powerful. Just overall super solid champion. Veigar mid, another secret broken pick champion. I made a video on him too. Again, you guys need to watch those videos. You know what's funny? I see so many people, they watch the tier list videos. Like, oftentimes my tier list videos, they get 20 to 25k views. Back in the days, they would get like 50, 60k views. And then all of my other videos, they get half the view count, right? Because people just want to see what's good in the game, which makes sense. but they never, well, there's some of them, they never actually watch the gameplay to learn how to play it. So like some people will see, oh, Veigar is strong, let me give Veigar a try, and then maybe they're gonna suck because they don't understand how to play him. And this is when I say, if you just don't understand how to play a champion, watch one of my videos. Because the way I make my videos is I explain exactly what you need to do. I practice the champion until I fully master it. That's when I make my videos. So all of the videos on my main channel, I only made them after properly mastering the champions. So that, because then I can explain to you everything about it. And of course, make you a really, really good player yourself. What I also do is I coach people in Wild Rift. And if you want to get coached by me, just send me a message on Discord. I'll put a link to a Discord server. No, not the Discord server. Okay, yeah, I'll put a link to a Discord server in the description. There actually is already a link to my Discord server. You can just send me a DM, or you can send me a DM on Instagram, on Twitter, or whatever. Just ask me about coaching, and I'll let you know about all the information if you truly want to get better quick in Wild Rift. Zoe is very strong. Lissandra is strong, but she's a little bit weaker than before. I don't know. I feel like she's just not as strong as before anymore. Heimerdingers also doesn't hit as hard as before anymore. Swain mid, he got a massive buff, don't get me wrong, but he doesn't fit the meta too well. And I feel like that's because of the ADC meta right now. There's so many fast ADCs that do so much sustained damage that I feel like, especially like with Milio being in the game, right? Milio is pretty much the hardest counter to Swain because you can push him away and he gives bonus range to the ADC. So like as a Swain, you're just a walking meat. You're walking meat for him, giving free lethal tempo stacks. So for that reason, he just doesn't really work. There's so many counters to him now. Aurelion Soul mid, unfortunately, also not the strongest right now. It takes so long to stack up, to do proper damage. And it's just not worth it because there's so many other champions that do more damage than him. Orianna, don't play it in mid. Kill mid, not good. You know. Oh, Katarina. This one hurts for you Katarina mains out there. It's like Evelyn, really. She used to be over here, right? And what the hell is she doing here, man? What happened with Katarina? Honestly, I don't mind it. I was sick and tired of seeing Katarina in every single game. But you know what happened? Number one is Vi. Vi is the single hardest counter to Katarina. So, like, every game has a Vi now. Of course, you cannot play Katarina against Vi. It's simply impossible because when you ult as a Katarina, Vi is just gonna knock you up. She's gonna either use her first ability or her ult. So, it is simply impossible to play Katarina right now. It literally is impossible. So that's the number one reason. And number two, she just doesn't fit the meta either. All of these tank items, she just doesn't fit the meta anymore. What can I say? It's really, really sad for Katarina players. So next up is the ADC list. And this one took me a lot of thinking to make because putting no one in the broken tier was a bit of a difficult decision to make because really it doesn't feel like any ADC is that good. Right? Like it feels like a lot of ADCs are strong, but it doesn't feel like they're that strong. And to talk about why I think Xayah is the strongest ADC, I played a lot of styles of ADC. I played Milio, Caitlyn, I played Tristana with Enchanters, I played Varus, I've played Jhin, I've played Kai'Sa with Enchanters, I've played Draven with like a strong support. I've played Samira with Blitzcrank, you know, I've played everything. And the number one thing that I struggle against is Xayah. For some reason, Xayah is like always strong. Always. The reason is, her basic attacks hurt a lot with the feathers, number one. Number two is she's so quick. So if I lose the fight against Xayah, she can chase me down because of her second ability. She's very quick. Number three, if I chase her down, she can root me with the third ability and do massive amounts of damage. And number four, when I'm finally about to take her out, she uses her ultimate. So Xayah just has all the tools you need as an ADC. In my opinion, the most boring ADC to play, but definitely the strongest. Like I never play Xayah. I just don't like playing her. She's boring to me. But I gotta be honest, she's definitely the strongest right now. Next up we got Varus. Similar to Xayah with his ultimate, but just not as strong and not as reliable. And I don't know, Varus just doesn't feel as strong as Xayah, but definitely a formidable threat. You can play Lethality Varus, you can play Varus with an on-hit build, All of it works, and I have videos on everything. The only unfortunate thing is that AP Varus doesn't work anymore because he got nerfed to the ground. Honestly, I want AP Varus back. AP Varus should get a little bit of a buff, and he should be back. That was the most fun way to play Varus. Caitlyn is fine. With Milio, she's broken tier. Just so you know, if you pick Milio Caitlyn, she's over here. But without Milio, she's just chilling on the S+ tier. She's always good. And for some reason, she is actually able to deal with tanks now. Even though she couldn't deal with them earlier, now she seems to be fine against them. Tristana is really strong as well. She only struggles early game, but once you get to the late game, one of the strongest champions in the game. Ezreal is a little bit more difficult to play, but works very, very well, especially against those tanks. Again, he can just chunk them down if you build Blade of the Rune King and Mortal Reminder. And against squishies, he's going to be alright anyways. But the thing about Ezreal is you got to be a really good Ezreal player. Lucky for you, I am also a really good Ezreal player. I have like millions of Ezreal videos. You can just check them out. Those are also one of the most entertaining ADC videos in my eyes. Because my Ezreal videos, I put a lot of time into them. Because to master Ezreal, it takes a lot of time to be able to properly hit your abilities. So that's why those videos are generally higher quality than most of my other videos. Miss Fortune, I'm cooking up something for Miss Fortune for you guys. I don't want to reveal what it is. But all I'm going to say is, I'm not talking about lethality Miss Fortune over here. I'm talking about a different kind of misfortune, which I'm cooking up a video for. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna make you a video for that. I already played like 25 games of misfortune, but I'm not quite ready for the video. Samira, if you play Samira in duo queue with a strong Thrash or a strong Blitzcrank or anything like that, she would be sitting over here. Only below Xayah. But in solo queue, she's sitting over here. It's just a little bit difficult because as a Samira, you generally rely on your support to get you some knockups or something like that. And then you can follow up. And Samira can be one of the most aggressive early game ADCs in the game, but it's sort of similar as Draven. You gotta be with a good support and you gotta be synergized because you gotta follow up the engages and you can get so many free kills in the early game. So as I said, this is a solo queue tier list, but if it's duo queue, Samira is among the strongest champions in the game right now. Definitely, if you have a duo queue support and you guys like to play very aggressively, now is the time to play Samira because the buff to her ultimate is ridiculously powerful. Lucian, he got reworked, but he doesn't hit as hard. It just, I don't know. You know, he got reworked and a lot of people are saying he's very good. In my eyes, he's not that good. I tried playing him. I played against him. I played with him. He's just really not that strong. Jhin is fine. You know, Zeri is fine. Kai'Sa fell off. What can I say? She's still okay, but Kai'Sa definitely fell off. With the nerf to the, I believe to Terminus and to Wit's End. Wit's End was like the best item on Kai'Sa, but now unfortunately it just doesn't hit as hard anymore. So, and also with Samira being very strong now, she counters Kai'Sa too. Also Caitlyn Milio absolutely runs down Kai'Sa. So with all of that stuff, Kai'Sa is just really not that strong anymore. And you know, Draven, Vayne, all of this stuff, you just never really want to play it. Especially Nyla, don't even touch Nyla. Next up is a support tier list, and woohoo, guess what? Oh, it's a Yuumi. Yes! I'm not even going to talk about her. Next up is Milio. Almost broken tier. Almost. He is so strong after all the nerfs. And he got nerfed again. But he's still so strong. It's ridiculous how strong this stupid champion is. Oh my god. Like every game. But you know what? If you really think about it, this is how it should look. Because every game, these three champions get banned. And if they don't, they will just ruin the game. So I can't put them as plus tier because they are broken, all three of them. I just can't. Like, I'm not allowed to put them as plus tier because they're not. They're all broken tier. Because every game you enter, you're gonna ban Yuumi, Milio, Lulu. That's the standard. After banning those three, you're gonna think about, okay, what do I ban next? These are the standard bans. Karma is really, really good too. Her shielding is very powerful, but her damage and carry potential and that big ultimate too is so damn powerful. Sona, I made a Sona video. Tank Sona is extremely good right now. Extremely good. Like, why am I not seeing her? Why are people... I just don't understand what it is with people and not playing Sona. Because back in the days, the old Sona was even stronger than this Sona. I had a 70% win rate in Challenger rank with Sona. No one played her. No one banned her, and people always gave her to me. Why? Why? She's so broken. She's so insanely broken. By the way, I really need to go to the bathroom, so I'm gonna quickly finish up this video because I'm about to take a... yeah, because I just had my coffee and I need to go to the bathroom. So next up is Jarvan support. He's very, very powerful still, but I feel like people have kind of figured him out. But still, S+ tier, easily. And also, Jarvan support, you know why he was broken tier? Because of Galio's Aegis. Because as a Jarvan support, you're always going to get A rating or S rating. But now, unfortunately, it doesn't do anything anymore because they removed Galio's Aegis. Talking about Galio, that one is smooth, huh? S+ tier in the support role. Play tank Galio in the support role. If you hit your engage with your third ability, it's always a kill, combined with your second ability too. Swain support is fine. Blitzcrank, he got buffed and he's really, really good. But yeah, he's really, really good. What can I say? But nothing too special in the current meta. Soraka fell off because there's so much stuff that can deal with her now. Honestly, I need to go to the bathroom pretty badly, so I'm just gonna end the video here. So this is the tier list. Thank you all so much for watching. Let me know what you guys think, and yeah, I'll see you all in the next Wild Rift video.